In fact, according to reports, the US is planning to lift the oil sanctions on Russia as the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. Remember that the US had earlier announced that they will provide insurance on all the vessels crossing the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran, however, then according to reports has stated that we will only attack US and Israel linked ships in the strait. General Kochhar, if I can come to you on this as well, this oil situation is a major headache for a lot of countries across the globe. We are obviously, US is trying to pacify everyone, saying we will provide the insurance even if the insurance company does not, but obviously there is a lot of skepticism regarding what the situation will be like if you carry a US or an Israeli flag and go through that strait. So this is something that we are looking at. Now US has agreed. So first it agreed to that 30-day waiver for India. India could use the oil that was at sea, the Russian oil that was at sea, it could use it, process it, and flow it into the market. Now there are reports that they will completely lift the oil sanctions that have been put in place for Russia.
Shivani, I think because this problem is impacting the world, I think the US has a lot to do this kind of a measure. And if you look at the things as far as our imports from Russia is concerned, we were importing the 2.1 million barrels per day from the Russians last year, October 2025. And today it has come down to 1.1 million barrels per day. So there has been a drastic cut of almost half, you can say 50% cut has already taken place. And companies like Reliance have totally stopped importing oil from Russia. So I think this is a welcome sign. As it is, we have 74 days of reserves of oil. And oil is not much of a concern for us. I think the larger concern is the gas. Because LNG, we don't have any alternative sources of supply except Qatar, because almost 60% of our requirement of gas is met by Qatar. So, today's morning news is that Qatar has invoked the force majeure clause. That implies that it is now bound by the contracts what have been executed, and you can't go the legal way also against the companies who are not able to supply you oil because of this clause which has been invoked now. So what are the alternatives? Already I believe in the morning the price of the LPG gas cylinders in India has been hiked by 60 rupees. So already the impact has already started, and any increase in duration of this war, you may find that domestic gas becomes a problem to supply, and tend to go, then people will resort to black marketing and things like that, what we have seen it happening in our country earlier also. So oil, I think, will get resolved, because Russia has also made a statement that we are willing to make up the shortfall which India is having from the Gulf countries. So we'll be able to stabilize that front at least. So at least the petroleum prices, the refineries and all those things will not be affected. But my larger concern is the gas. I think already yesterday government has already told these gas companies, Indian Oil Corporation, etc., to start beefing up their production of gas. Gas companies to start beefing up the production of gas, but it won't happen. It's not like Aladdin ka chirag kind of a thing. You tell a company to beef up, and it happens like Ambassador Goyal himself said that when you need to restart a system, it will take almost 1 month. So I think this will be a larger concern of the government as of now, and due pressure from other countries on the US is also being made to ensure that Strait of Hormuz is not affected, or you discussed that only the Israel and the US ships will be targeted. But where is the guarantee that in case Indian ships start moving in that area, they will not be hit? So that is the larger concern. The insurance companies I would like to bring in here is most of the insurance companies are US based. So obviously, you're making it difficult now to actually ensure these contracts are executed in this region. Though I don't see any reason why they should not execute a contract. They can increase the premiums and still execute the contract. At least there is a safeguard for those ships to start moving in the area. And unless we see these safeguards happening, Shivani, I don't think the situation is going to improve.
Very pertinent points, General. In fact, unfortunately, however, we are running out of time on this broadcast. I thank Ambassador Goel and General Kocher for joining us on this broadcast. With that, we are wrapping this up.